Welcome to Stone Soup Poetry. It is National Poetry Month, and aside from a hiccup on the first of of April, we are full force with the poetry for the rest of the month. Thanks so much to our tonight's feature, Ariel Alexander Fiore, who has a brand new collection that he'll be reading from, as well as from other works here and there. I am certain he's gonna mix it up a bit. He's a recent addition to our open mic spot, and I am very happy that he's able to be with us tonight. He made an impression, and it's the beard. I admitted to Rick offline, and we're going to see the majestic beard. Although we got to get some photos of you, man. Like for all of your IMDb page, I couldn't find anything but a shadowed visage of you. We got to work on that.
You'll have to talk to my brother. He does all my photos. He's in here somewhere. We'll have to
Okay.
we'll have to tell Kevin about that.
Cool. Every auteur needs a auteur photo. I mean, a photograph. Anyway, let's get started. We have some amazing people onto the open mic, and I hope you guys continue to come for Stone Soup Poetry for the rest of April. And we'll be announcing features for May very shortly. Next week is Diane Sams, and I can't wait to mention the who I hope will be the closing feature for us in April on the 29th. But enough of that. Here is now. Now is now. So the Rainonator 5000 has selected the first poet, and to kick off the open mic. And without warning, we bring you Mr. Jacob Moses.
Thank you, Chad. Somehow I knew this was going to happen. I'm going to be performing at a New York Shakespeare Exchange program. This is the poem I'm going to be performing. They were looking for poets. They were also looking for Shakespearean actors. So I walked into a cafe. I heard about it. I got the gig. This is the poem I'm reading. It's called Touching the Sky. Sunrises on Saturday mornings before networks had 24-hour programming are vast memories. Sense of light and color from the test pattern. Darkness eradicated at the age of 4. Infomercials with Richard Simmons outline weight loss fallacies, crash diets, laxatives, vomiting, starve for a sense of belonging, excretion of identity, purging taboos of the psychic and psychotic. And then the colors of deal meal cards ease that need to nourish my spirit, quenching my thirst for love and wisdom. And in the morning I had no rooster to wake me, it was Tootie from the home shopping club who woke me. Gold and emeralds ease my chaos, adoration adorned and fever fueled. Perceptions of color often defined through ColecoVision, Atari, Commodore, low fidelity, higher contrast from reruns of I Love Lucy, The Twilight Zone, and The Honeymooners. And I crave boldness in those 8-bit rainbow skylines done in justice. 16 colors aren't enough. Impossible to fill in a 24-hour day with such restrictions. And I observe the sky through filters, none of which distort reality, but simply accentuate the vividness of heaven. And often I reminisce of 1985, the first time I had a numerical concept of a year. 4 years after my birth, 30 years prior to my father's passing, but these days my eyes are hexadecimal algorithms Pantone has yet to develop, and my vision is HDMI. Pupils are my perspective, darkness, the onyx observation of loneliness and loss. My insatiable need to find a place within this infinite spectrum, my unfulfilled desire to belong. The wheel of fortune spins. Luck is pressed. Come on, big money, big money, big money, big bucks, big bucks. No whammies, no whammies, no whammies, no whammies. Stop! Pink hearts, orange stars, yellow moons, green clovers, blue diamonds, purple horseshoes, red balloons, pots of gold, rainbows, trees, blue moons, leprechaun hats, gold coins, shooting stars, crystal balls, hourglasses, keys. These are the talisman of morning magic, ambrosia of oats and marshmallows soaked in milk. But my lucky charms are my rods and cones. They allow me to admire these radiant symbols. All my photos evolve from mud, and this new set of colors is presently paradise, my heaven, my sky, my ether. Perhaps it demonstrates the incorporation of color destined to reach out. Perhaps it's friendlier than the earth upon which I stand. Perhaps I crave that which is limitless, for skies are not ceilings. The outside world is unconfined. My aura showcases skylines. Poem.
Very nice. Big bucks, no whammies, indeed. Stop. And makes me want to look for that, among other things. That documentary where a guy actually figured out how to keep on winning at Press Your Luck because they use the same pattern all the time, so all he had to do was memorize it.
Yes. Yes,
Yeah.
I remember that. I remember they showed that on the Game Show Network one winter when they were showing all these big wins, and one of them was that guy who won all that money. Unfortunately, I heard he wound up getting bankrupt and he died in poverty.
Such is life.
Such is life. C'est la vie.
So we're going to move on to the next person on the open mic, and I'd like to welcome up Beverly Cartwright if she is able to come in, or is she just a shy listener? She might be a shy listener for now. At this moment, I'll bring up Miss Patricia Kerrigan, who just came out with her Sense of Sensibility haiku journal just the other day.
So
I'm in
you
it as well
guys
as
are
55.
here. Yay. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to read one of my latest here. Narrow Daylight, inspired by Diana Krall. Narrow daylight crosses my room. Winter lingers. The rain has snowflakes. Springtime hesitates. Trees in confusion. Crocuses stuck underground. The wind frustrated, like those who rely on calendars. Cameras click. More posts on social media. The pale ones march again, rain or shine, claim their pledge for justice. But do they understand those who struggle outside their bubbles? Their generational curses will never know. The pale ones still point fingers from left and to right and back again. I witness them and myself. Hope is a four-letter joke. Another day in paradise lost. Cultures clash like the wind. Prices rise, a paycheck away from life on the streets. We do our civic duty. Ballots cast our uncertainty. The Gilded One watches this nation implode and his army disperse. Is the revolution coming? Or did 1984 transcend from being a number? Did kindness lose its definition? Did love become war? Did words get sanitized to fit an agenda? Spring is struggling. Bare stems of daffodils and tulips wait to blossom. One crocus shows its purple head. Spring's narrow daylight crosses this promenade. The gulls gather on the rocks below. The temperature rises, maybe for summer and peace of mind. The salt air brushes my face. Thank you.
Thank you, Patricia, and congratulations on another fine issue of Sense and Sensibility. Check it out. I'm sure she'll show a link, or I'll just do it later in the chat. No whammies, anyone. Let's go to Jan Rowe, who we missed last week. Though she was there in spirit because James read a poem.
Go.
Thank you. Yes, I was at my brother's in where I grew up, Southwest PA. Just did. Got out in time. Um, so we have a friend. She actually knows, she's from Bowdoin Street, St. John's. So Jack Powers had that meal there for a long time. And Carol Jean Smith, she always likes to put out a little something for the Poetry Month. So I have two haikus on here. Teacher, pliés on the platform, tendus on the train, late for Anna's. And this one, ashes. We're all going to die. Hopefully not at the same time. Thank you.
Thank you, Jan. And let's see who the Ramninator has selected next. Let's bring up Mr. Well, he's calling himself Robert Doodle Duck. Um, but we know him as Robert Fleming, that visual poet from Delaware.
Thank you, Chad. Good evening. I'm Robert Fleming. I'm a visual poet and digital artist from Lewis, Delaware. And I'm going to share. Can I share the screen, Chad? Thank you. Thank you. So this is an image of the beach near my community and on the Atlantic Ocean. And if you see in the center of the picture, there's a white light, and I used digital cutting to just extract that one piece of the image which I wanted to work with, and that is called cropping. So on the left side is the original image, and on the right side is the crop. And here's what I did with it. This first image is just adding an outline to the cloud. This is a filter called Trippy, which triples your image and makes them the primary colors. And this is a variant on the last one. And then this is my favorite one on the right of this series. This also was another day on the Atlantic Ocean, the clouds. And here I just extracted part of the image to work with. On the left is the original, on the right side is the crop. And here is an image which is sort of green. So it would be a good image for St. Patrick's Day, which we just missed. And here is one with a little red on it, sort of like the cloud is bleeding. And a black and white image. And then the green one is my favorite of this group. I'm going to read a poem which I'm working on. I'm entering for my second year the Massachusetts Poetry Olympics. I'll put the link in the chat in case you're interested in signing up for it. And the first submission is an elegy, which is a tribute or a memory of the death of something. Funeral for porn. Adam named me porn. I prefer desire. Playboy shot me to be a Playboy model. I prefer a centerfold. Printed on coated gloss. I prefer a photograph. My staples torn, scotch taped, inside a locker, puttied on jail cell cement blocks, nipples licked above seed, HTML parsed to zeros and ones. I'm promised I love you. You are my only Miss May. Come to life. You sleep under my pillow. I'll never delete you. we'll be together forever. Now I'm crumpled in jealousy, under kindling firewood, camping trip toilet paper, compressed into a landfill, 0 WW views. Miss May 1982 is porn no more. And the current poetry critique group I'm going to is the Poetry Global Network, which is Monday night at 6 p.m. Eastern time zone. And this is the second time I've taken this work to the group. And these were some of the highlights of their feedback. Changed the title to Porn No More. The first stanza, delete. They didn't care that linking the big biblical references to that Adam named porn, just like all the other animals. Mark said in the first three stanzas there were too many enjambments. And just giving you some samples of some of the feedback. And the last line, get rid of the word porn. So I'm confident that if I make most of those changes, this will be my last version of the poem. It will be ready to be submitted in May. And then the June submission is the form of Villanelle, which I have no poem, and I'm going to have to write one. So thank you for letting me share, and I'll put the link for the Massachusetts Poetry Olympics in the chat if you're interested in participating.
Thanks. We appreciate that, Robert. A shout out to Kevin Rodriguez and Phil Temples. If you're interested in reading, just let me know. Right now, okay, so a thumbs up from him. I'm not sure yet for Kevin. If you want to just let me know in the chat, definitely do so. For now, we're going to go over to Mr. John Wezick.
Thank you, Chad. May I share the screen?
You're not able to?
Let me try. I am able to. Okay, welcome to the stage, the Stone Soup Players. Tonight, the part of Art Trailer Hitch will be played by Bill Lewis, and I will play Count L'Esprit de l'Escalier. Pleased to meet you. My name is Count L'Esprit de l'Escalier. It is an ancient name of noble heritage. The literal translation from French is Spirit of the Stairs.
Like Stairway to Heaven. What do you do for a living? Sell tickets? And can you turn my video on?
Of course, my surname is an idiom for coming up with a witty reply too late. For example, you're leaving a party and realize a stinging comeback to some boorish salesman as you're descending the stairs.
Reminds me of when someone threatened to impeach the student council president at West Paducah High. I replied, I'd rather be impeached than impaired. Impaired as in pair. Get it?
For a living, well, respiration provides my cells with oxygen, and mussels and lemon butter served with asparagus provide nutrition.
Ah, asparagus makes my wife's pee smell. I need a scuba tank just to be in the next room and
No doubt that peach of a response got the student council president out of a real jam.
my wife stays away from jam. Too much sugar. She's an actress and she has to watch her figure.
When diving with my lover, Ariel serenades us because that's amore.
Yeah, once a moray eel grabs, he never lets go. Ugh. Like this conversation where Chad won't even let me turn my camera on.
Sugar-free actress, huh? Hope she doesn't develop me too diabetes.
Ah, it's been a pleasure, Count Stairway, but I must go. My wife's giving me that time to leave stare. And just in time, I can turn my video on. Thank you, Chadford.
Thank you to Bill Lewis for playing our trailer hitch. An excellent performance, sir.
Thank you, Stone Soup Players, once again. And looks like we got some people joining us. And I want to introduce next Mr. Phil Temples. Go ahead.
Oh, good evening, everybody. And my second time in. Thank you for the welcome. And I have two short micro stories that I would like to share with you. Before I read them, I wanted to say that I have a collection of micro stories that just came out on Amazon, and from the publisher. I'll publish the link to that Amazon link if that's okay. And so my first little micro story is called Divine Inspiration. The writer took his inspiration from the New Testament's book of Revelation. The first word he penned to the page was the book's last word, Amen. He had faith that God would fill in the rest of the story. And my second story is called Belly of Man. His friends told him about a new peptide-based drug on the black market that worked even better than the FDA-approved GLP-1 drugs. Upon taking it, he was amazed at how quickly he was shedding his stubborn belly fat. Unfortunately, it also shrank his penis to the size of a small button mushroom. With his belly gone, he could now see the little guy. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Phil. Welcome back. And I'd like to welcome up next. Let's do our respect to troops and welcome up Generalissimo Brian Franco.
Thank you so much, Chad. Is it just one poem or can I do two?
You can do.
Okay, great. Thank you. So the first poem is just got accepted into the National Beat Poetry Foundation Allen Ginsberg anthology. It's called A Whole Lot of Howling Going On. One, preface. I want to write a poem that howls. Two, prologue. The howl is an innate canine response to environmental factors. Sometimes it's the presence of the moon. It can be wind or rain or thunder or lightning. It can be the bark or growl or howl of another animal. It can be sirens atop ambulances, fire trucks, or cop cars. It can be a human being who sees a beagle and chooses to crudely howl to elicit a howl from the beagle. The beagle will always howl back because environmental factors that elicit howls are like little rubber-tipped hammers used by doctors to test human reflexes. A howl is always a reflex. 3, narrative. A long time ago, I read a poem at an open mic that listed George Carlin's 7 dirty words you can't say on television. Suffice it to say, I was unaware there was a couple from out of town with a 9-year-old child sitting at a table in the back of the tea house venue. I don't recall ever seeing children there before. As a result, the couple slammed the tea house on Yelp for allowing poetry to be read with profanity and sexual content that was from other poets. Despite that the owners never took issue before, they excoriated us in a response post. They let us come back for another year because we filled their seats on Sundays and bought tea and food. The couple howled, the proprietors insincerely howled back. We were asked to howl with awareness. 4, epilogue. A weird thing about poetry is that a poet's poem can elicit howls without the poet ever knowing the poem howled first. And then This next piece is called An Eternal Conflict Betwixt Chemical, Coffee, and Coca-Cola. Every month, I travel to Target to meet up with my drug dealer, aka the pharmacist. Luckily, she finds the fact that I call her my drug dealer humorous. I always take my cart to the grocery section to buy 2 cans of Starbucks cold brew coffee for $6 and stand in line to buy the chemical pills my medical professionals have prescribed to my bloodstream for various maladies. When I purchase other stuff, sorry, bear with me, my scrolling. When I purchase other stuff from around the store, I choose to use the self-serve checkout near the icy machine perpendicular to the Starbucks in the front of the store. I always drink one of the cans of cold brew at one of the tables in the Starbucks, which is perpendicular to the self-serve checkout near the icy machine. After I finish, I always place the empty can atop the counter near the napkins and straws next to the garbage because Starbucks doesn't have a trash can for recyclables. The most disturbing thing about my monthly rendezvous with my drug dealer is the fact that the icy machine at the Target has 3 flavors and none of them are Coca-Cola. Thank you.
Thank you, Brian. Welcome back. And who do we have here
Hello.
next on our list? And congratulations on getting into the anthology. Yes.
Did I get frozen out, or is everyone else frozen, or
I'm sorry. Are you okay? Are you okay, Brian?
yeah, I no, my it looks like everyone's frozen on my screen. So did you hear the whole thing, or
I did hear you. Yes, absolutely.
okay?
Congratulations on getting into the anthology, and let us get to our next person. You've heard him sporadically throughout the night. Let's welcome up now, coming home with the chickens to roost, Mr. Bill Lewis.
Yay! Oh, goody, 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 goody. Oh, thank you, Bradford. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. You make my day. Oh, I am so lucky. May I have the permission to share my screen?
Everyone should have it now that Robert broke the ice.
Robert broke ice. Oh, that's terrible. So I want to show you this is my itinerary for Monday a week, where I will be obviously presenting at my alma mater, Indiana University, Luddy School of Computer Science. And I'm so psyched. Look at that. Woohoo! I am so, and look at that. They have a whole itinerary the whole day. I'm like, oh, I am not worthy. I am not worthy. I am not worthy. And although not all of my professors are there, very few of them are there anymore. My favorite professor, Doug Hofstadter, is going to be there. And um, here, when he translated Eugene Onegin into Russian, I was there with him part of the time and stuff. And I'm just, he picked up Russian so fast. But anyway, Dla моего старого друга Билла. С удовольствием от Дага. 12 октября 1999. Anyway, so that's I get to see my cool professors and I get to give a talk and it's just freaked out in my mind. I'm a happy camper. La 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 la. Okay, now for my artistic contribution to the evening. Let's see if I can actually pull this off. Le temps a laissé son manteau. The season has shed its mantle. Ce temps a laissé son manteau de vent, de froidure et de pluie, et s'est vêtu en broderie de soleil luisant, clair et beau. Il n'y bête ni oiseau qui en son jargon ne chante au cri. Le temps est laissé son manteau. Rivière, fontaine et rousseau, portant un livre joli, goutte d'argent d'eau favori. Chacun s'habillait des nouveaux. Le temps est laissé son manteau. Oh, so that is this dude in France who wrote this back in like 1415 or so. I forget. Anyway, he was a real cool dude. He fought the Brits all the time. He was captured like 3 times in battles, brought back to England for like half his life. He was a prisoner in England. But as royalty or near royalty, they treated him really well, and he went to all the balls at the castle, and he was very popular and wrote wonderful things. So that was um, um, Charles d'Orleans, Charles of Orleans. That was the dude. And anyway, so that's a really cool poem he wrote about the coming of spring. Everybody's changing their clothes, and the birds and the beasts, and us human beings. And yeah, so there's that. Oh, and now I thought I would read just a tiny bit from my marvelous book that I have been dragging you through for months. Yuri, a young half Estonian Russian boy. I lived in Estonia for a winter, so it just came to me as I was being there. So we are suspicious that there is now a witch in the place where Yuri used to hide from the mean boys who would beat him up. And the workmen, well, they think Yuri's okay. Yuri looked up slowly, ashamed of being a coward, afraid of the snow, afraid of what Vladimir must think of him. Your mom's Estonian? Yuri nodded. Vladimir pulled him to his feet. Your dad's Russian. Yuri nodded again. And they're divorced. Yuri continued to nod. And those boys beat you up because you're a half-breed and you're small and you're afraid. Yuri continued to nod. I know all about it. Vladimir spoke in a sad, sympathetic tone. That was me, he snorted. Still is. Only now it's Serge who abuses me. I mean, he doesn't beat me up or anything. He just pushes me around. He's my boss. We'll go get some coffee and you will tell me about it. Vladimir took Yuri's hand and led him up rudely past the church, past where the stairway came down from Pompeia, past an old woman who was standing there. She was just standing there, no expression on her face, staring at them. Yuri looked back at her. She was even uglier than she had looked on the hill. It would be easy not to have nightmares about her, but she did nothing. She just stood there and watched them, petting the cat with her thumb. Yuri thought it was purring. Vladimir led him down Laite, past the blue, red, white, and flag of the Russian embassy. This is my favorite Kolvik. My mom used to bring me here when I was little. It's the oldest and best in all of Tallinn. Tere tere. Vladimir greeted the Estonian girl behind the counter. Uks Kolvi? Yeah. He looked at Yuri. Coca-Cola? The girl looked at Yuri and suggested, Apelsini mal? Apple juice. Orange juice. Apple. Yuri nodded. One coffee, one orange juice. You've been here before. Uh-huh. Mom gives me money so I can sit somewhere safe, warm, he corrected himself, after school. Oh. Yuri noticed Marina was glaring at him from the pastry counter. He pretended not to see her. They took their drinks and settled at one of the marble tables in the back of the cafe away from the other patrons. So tell me about it. And I will leave this right here on the edge of the excitement to hear his tale of woe and turn over to the next poet.
Thank you, Bill. And now I'd like to give it over to Mr. Past Snowsuit Feature. He can help show Ariel the ropes. Let's go to Mr. Rick Christensen.
Good evening. Okay, I will do two also. Um, Both pretty new ones. This first one, this is the first time I've read it anywhere in public. It is called Cousins Are Narrative Padding. Do not arrive early. Early is for people with names and chairs that admit them. There will be a chart, alphabetized mercy, little folded flags labeling the Fed. You are not on it. So wait. Let them eat the rubber chicken or the salmon no one trusts. Let the father rehearse his grief as gratitude. Let someone say forever like it hasn't been repossessed. The movie got it wrong. You don't walk in with confidence and take a seat. You come in later, after the aunt has taken off her shoes, when the room forgets itself. Ties loosened, heels abandoned under tables, the first fight already fermenting near the bathrooms. Get your drink. Then find an older relative, pickled, generous, leaning too close to strangers. Stand in their spill. Nod at the right intervals. Names fall out of them like loose change. Take one. Not the bride, guarded. Not the groom, too many witnesses. Take a cousin. Cousins are narrative padding. I'm from the Cleveland side, you say, or we grew up together. Keep it simple. The lie should fit in your mouth without chewing. Laugh a beat late. Touch no one first. Hold your drink like it forgave you. If pressed, offer something soft. We lost touch. It's been years. You know how life is. Do not tell stories. Stories have edges. Drift. Photographs are dangerous. Stand at the perimeter, half shouldered out of history. Dance badly. When the slow songs start, step outside with the smokers, checking their phones for nothing. This is where the night stops pretending. Someone will cry. Someone will confess to you as if you were permanent. You will nod. You are good at this. Briefly necessary, easily erased. That's the whole trick. Not getting in. Anybody can get in, but never being asked to stay. When even the drunk uncle goes quiet, when the bar runs out of top shelf apologies, leave. No goodbye, no witness, just a small relief of not remembering who you said you were. Okay. This one is called We Appear to Be in the Season of Dead Deer Poems. Something is there, just off the road, the kind of silence that rearranges traffic. The crows know, they always do. They're holding a committee meeting in the ditch. Black coats, no minutes. Pickup trucks slow. Everyone looks. No one says the word. The word is seasonal. The word is implied. A woman texts someone, you wouldn't believe this, and means belief has nothing to do with it. The air goes particulate, texture. There is a smell the month invented to remind us of brakes and physics and the price of dusk. Somewhere a poet reaches for metaphor and comes back with nothing but a thud and a bent idea. This isn't about blame. It's about momentum, about how the woods occasionally step forward without checking. By morning, there will be nothing there. Thank you.
And the Remdinator 5000 has just located our next reader, the late to arrive, but always fashionably so, poet of Three Rivers, Mr. Richard Spizak. Take it away, sir.
Well, I'm going to threaten you with another little skit, a playlet, if you will. Fresh from the pen, wet still with ink. So I'm going to share a screen, and I need 4 players. I need a principal. I need a narrator. I need a teacher of technology, and also a home ec teacher. So do I have any takers?
Ooh, I want to be the home ec teacher.
Okay.
Oh,
Fair enough.
I'll be the other teacher.
Okay, the tech teacher. Okay,
Tech
great.
teacher.
Who wants to be the principal and the narrator? I need 2 more. Okay, wait, I'll
I
take
want
the
to be
narrator.
the king. I will be the king. I'm very good at being kings.
Okay.
I see Jacqueline raising her hand.
It's a principal,
It's
and
like
you
a
can be the
king.
principal.
King principal.
Okay.
Richard,
Yeah.
you be the narrator, Richard.
Yeah, I'll be the narrator. I can set the mood. Okay, let's see here. Where the hell? Oh, Zoom, you fool! Where the hell have you gotten us to?
It's right underneath your left mouse thing. Mouse left.
Yep. Okay, here we go. Share. There we go. Share settings. Share screen. Share. And let me get rid of that. And then here we go. This is a little play called Human Mediated Tech. So we got George DeReal, who's the vice principal. You might know him as George Leroy Tyrewriter. We got Priscilla Foss, who is the marriage and family instructor. We've got Jerry Rigg, the technology instructor, and of course, the calm, dispassionate voice of your poet, writer, the narrator. So the narrator
You
opens
told
it
me
up.
I was the principal. You didn't say it was the vice principal. I wouldn't have taken you up on it. Now
Well, I thought you covered the vice territory pretty well.
well, I have advice
Disreputable
for you. Okay,
rascal that you
go.
are.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. Priscilla and Jerry are teachers at the local high school. They found messages in their inbox this morning demanding that they come to a meeting at the end of the school day with Vice Principal. The title, Meeting on Curriculum Changes for the Next School Year. John, that's you, buddy. Unless we got some other taker.
This is narration. Priscilla has been teaching marriage and family classes and relationship studies. Is that what you want me to say?
Yep. And
Okay.
you're right. You're absolutely right. This is still narrator. Jerry's been teaching intro to programming and the I/O development, all while scrupulously avoiding AI. They were at completely different ends of the instruction spectrum, as well as at either end of the campus. So the only time they crossed paths was cafeteria duty and parking lot patrol at the end of the day. Priscilla, in fact, hadn't even a classroom. She had to float from portable to portable, and her class did all their cooking on a kitchen cart. Vice Principal George Ray Dial was waiting when they arrived just after the parking lot duties, both wearing their least favorite perfume, car exhaust.
Priscilla and Jerry, I've brought you here to discuss some very important curriculum changes that we are required by the legislature to implement next term. You're no doubt aware that we've stopped hosting school dances. There's no demand. The only couples that are showing up are a hand of presumably same-sex couples. We never felt appropriate to ask, especially since the state legislature has mandated we report any deviant sexuality on campus, or that we detect the students' social media accounts. We've looked the other way till now, but have warned that our funding is at risk. You're no doubt aware of the results of the recent election at the school board. Mandatory prayers at all assemblies is the least of the changes. We expect to get the approved prayers by early August.
I don't remember any legislative mandates about tech. So what's up? I'll wait and see in black and white. If we have to upgrade our technology, where's the money? I had to buy the last 2 sets of printer cartridges out of my own pocket.
It's not all about money. That's just part of it. You'll need training over the summer to get the certification you need to be required to teach in the fall. We've managed to get a funding and a stipend. In fact, it is so generous, I am going to call it a grant.
A grant? You're kidding. We don't have time to apply for a grant. My summer begins when I leave this meeting.
And sorry, George, I have plans. I'm going on holiday. I have tickets.
You both may be rethinking your plans. If you get certification, there is a hefty bonus and a very substantial training stipend you'll walk away with if you accept the offer.
How much we're talking about, George? What do you call substantial?
Okay? Here's the contract. I need signatures before you leave the room, and you'll leave with a substantial training stipend and a box.
Let's see the numbers.
They read the zeros on the check. The VP holds in front of them. Jerry makes a grab for the check. It was his check. It was held up by the vice principal.
Okay, here's the contract. I need signatures before you leave the room.
Need your reading glasses, Jerry? They shuffle nervously in their chairs as they quickly scan through the multi-page contract.
You'll read the contract. You're to spend a minimum 3 hours a day interacting with the box.
Interacting?
Read on. You're to spend a minimum 3 hours a day. No? Let's make that 4 hours a day. You will interact, conversing with respectively Silicon Sylvia or Silicone Steve, your temporary AI house guest. What we've informally been calling the Tesla Spouse 3000.
The teachers look at each other, swallow hard, and then give the VP their full attention.
No, let's make that 4 hours a day. You must be communicating in dialogue with Sylvia or with Steve, your respective Tesla 3000 spouse. You must engage your AI friend, specifically discussing meals, meal planning, afterwards discussing overall quality. You will engage with it during cleanup, discussing the evening plans, planning events ahead. You are also required to discuss neighbors and schedule all events with your spouse 3000. The daily schedule will be monitors and the engagement time must meet the agreed upon minimums at least.
Wait a minute, Doug or Fred, how?
Who? Who will do this monitoring?
Will it monitor what I discuss? If I forget?
Don't worry, it's all done in the cloud. There's a data center in Arkansas and 2 in Mississippi where the master files will be stored, encrypted, and any identifying information will be stripped away.
With our dignity. Amen.
And privacy.
Yeah, and privacy, yes.
Let's be clear. Every discussion is logged and cross-checked. If you fail to take the time to engage the Spouse 3000, it switches from passive to active mode and will begin to ask a lot of questions to log the interaction time required by your contract. You have a very generous contact. They call it pester mode.
Jeez, I really like this.
You, and if you fail to engage your unit for more than 6 hours, the alarm will begin sounding.
Could we choose the alarm?
No, Bob, and you can't control the volume either. So let's not kid ourselves. You're being given $8,000 to undertake the experiment. Handle it right, you will almost double your salary in just 2 months. Am I right? $30,000 for playing computer games for 2 months. I tried to get in on this myself, but they want you too with your credentials in marriage and family and homemaking and tech management. You two each get a Tesla 3000 to play with it and engage with it.
Ah, trade it.
Okay, Jerry, train it. And walk away with an extra 30 grand in your pay envelope. Pretty sweet.
So it's listening and recording all we say? It's spying on us?
It's not spying, it's learning. It's like a short course, 4 hours a day, and you walk away with 30 big ones. Besides, nobody but the cloud is listening and recording. So we cool? Just sign here, and then signature. No, over there.
Jerry shrugged, waved the pen across the paper, and made a grab for the check. Vice Principal George Redial slapped his hand over it first.
So if you want the additional 15,000, no, let's make that 20,000 for sticking with the program. You must not only engage your spouse 3,000 every day, a minimum of 4 hours a day, but you must also carry the spousal arousal pillow with you anytime you spend a night away from home. As you can see, if you want your money, you are married to the project.
Oh.
That's from June 1st through August 29th. Sign here. When you take the spousal arousal and the two-way tablet, you get $5,000 check, which, if you complete all the requirements, will net you not only an AI relations certificate, but a 15,000 completion bonus from Musk Future LLC Foundation.
20,000 more if we complete the training.
20,000. Wow, and the 5,000 now?
Yep. In fact, you are 2 days to the good. The Tesla Spouse 3000 didn't know August had 31 days, so you get 2 days off till school restarts in September 2nd.
No, won't do it.
I don't know. It sounds almost impossible. I only speak to my husband when necessary. Anyway, I doubt that amounts to more than an hour or two at the most every couple days.
Seriously, people, Here's the trade-off. Either you play along, take the $5,000 now, stick it out, you get 20,000 more, and plus an AI certificate that almost nobody has. Really, it isn't that tough. I mean, 25 grand. You'll get the special Dodge grant with a dazzling all-new diamond encrusted AI diploma, and they're throwing in an all-expensive paid trip the following summer to Diamond Head.
Do I have to take the bot? Can I just wear a dash cam? Mike, how about what will I tell my kids?
No, let's make it clear. Either you take the spousal 3,000 now, the $5,000 now, or when you leave, just keep walking. There'll be no job for you either in the summer or in the fall. This IA certificate is getting rolled out nationwide. It's all in yesterday's executive order.
$5,000 now and 15 in August.
20 in August?
20 in August. Check.
End of part 1. Stay tuned. Next week, when they return from their spousal arousal vacation.
Bravo! Bravo!
Thank you, Stone Soup players.
Bye.
Aren't all the teenagers basically doing this on their phone right now for free?
Yes. But in fact, I heard a story on NPR where they're saying there are so many people having relationships with their AI that it's really changing the marriage dynamics out there. So,
I am so freaked out. I think of it as just a joke, but yeah, that scares me.
Real people are doing this, my friends. Real people.
Watch the movie Her. It's kind of prophetic. But what was I going to say? Oh, yes, the Stone Soup Players, because everyone wants to direct eventually. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Rick. And we have getting to the end of the open mic. Please stay for the feature. Jacqueline B, if she's willing to read. Whoops. Let me help you.
Yeah. All right. This is very short, but wordy. Trajectories aligned with programs, proximating loads, attenuating desires, laundering needs. Give me answers. 1, revising historical context in situ. 2, the vagrancy of neglect. Or 3, a legacy of self-abnegation. That's it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And with that, I think we have only one more poet to go. Our closing poet, Mr. James Van Loy. Check out his column every week. It airs, I should say. It's published tomorrow, as it is every Thursday morning at 11 o'clock at oddballmagazine.com. It's called It's All One Thing. The author is Mr. James Van Loy, and here he is right now.
Hi, Chad. So, the title of this piece that I'm going to read is The Last Apocalypse, which is the title of this book, Europe at the year 1000 AD, The Last Apocalypse by James Rustin Jr. And this is my poem, The Last Apocalypse Again. After all, we did just pass the last millennium, replete with the ruckus around the possibility that the rollover of internet speedometer might crash the digital realm into a pile of ones and zeros, laying there on the floor of the Gutenberg galaxy, buried under musty library dust into more dust. But of course, as it turned out, nothing happened. And just as it usually does, and every new information system seems to immediately grow new prospects that are almost immediately betrayed into something else
by the infamous powers that be, who do exist, however uncomfortable that may be, as their bubble of hyper attenuated information war becomes ever more the splinter in our eye, the log in theirs. And here's a song for the last great crisis that people lived through by Woody Guthrie. Mr. Charlie Lindbergh, he flew to Oberlin, got him a big iron cross, and flew right back again to Washington, to Washington. Mrs. Charlie Lindbergh, she come dressed in red, said, I'd like to sleep in a pretty White House bed in Washington, in Washington. Lindy said to Annie, we'll get there by and by, but we'll have to split the bed with Wheeler, Clark, and Nye in Washington, in Washington. Hitler wrote to Lindy, said, do your very worst. Lindy started an outfit he called America First in Washington, in Washington. All around the country, Lindbergh he did fly. Gasoline was paid for by Hoover, Clark, and Nye for Washington, Washington. Lindy said to Hoover, we'll do the same as France. Make a deal with Hitler, and then we'll get our chance in Washington, in Washington. Then they had a meeting, and all the firsters come on the walk. And they come on the run to Washington, to Washington. Yonder comes Father Coughlin, wearing his silver chain, cash on his stomach and Hitler on his brain in Washington, Washington. Mr. John L. Lewis would sit and straddle the fence. His daughter signed with Lindbergh, and we ain't seen her since in Washington, Washington. Hitler said to Lindy, stall 'em all you can, gonna bomb Pearl Harbor with the help of old Japan in Washington, Washington. Then on a December morning, the bombs come from Japan. Wake Island and Pearl Harbor killed 1,500 men. Washington, Washington. Now Lindy tried to join the army, but they wouldn't let him in. Afraid he'd sell to Hitler a few more million men in Washington, Washington. So I'm gonna tell you people, if Hitler's gonna be beat, the common working people have to take a seat in Washington, in Washington, in Washington, in Washington. So that was Woody Guthrie, writing about in the late 1941-42. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Van Loy. And now, the long-awaited, much-anticipated feature, which will go on once I read the author's boilerplate that he sent to me. And thank you all for coming. Hope you're back for next week and for every subsequent week coming up, leading up to Stone Soup's 55th anniversary month this coming May. 55 years of this. Shit. Anyway, so thank you for coming and thank you for listening. And here is the feature. Here's the feature's introduction. Tonight our feature is Alexander Fiore, a Cleveland-based filmmaker, screenwriter, poet, and photographer. His work has appeared in Unleashed Press, The World's Fair, the Hessler Street Fair Collection, Masticadores USA, and Voices of Real. In 2022, he was named Literary Artist of the Month by Hyde Arts in Cleveland Heights. Through his production company, Wolf and Blue LLC, he develops independent film projects. He's one of the few poets that actually has an IMDb page. Got to admire that. We have a selection tonight from his new works, which he was nice enough to share with me, and now he will share with you. Ladies and gentlemen, folks and friends, put your hands together 40, 50 times for Mr. Ariel Alexander Fiore.
Hey, how you guys doing? I am deeply honored to be here. And Rick actually has the book too. He's been burning through it. I hope he's enjoying it because I have nothing but respect for Rick. I think he's a phenomenal poet. He puts me to shame. So, I hope he's got good things to say. In the meantime, I am working on a collection. It's called Where the Tide Rises Up. I've taken 26 years of some of the best work I've done, and I put it all together to make a collection I think is pretty good. I'm proud of the work I've done. Not everything is a golden egg. I think every poet knows that, but when you start digging through, you might find something that you think is worth publishing. So I think I found a handful that I think are worth it. I'm going to share some of those today. So we're going to get into it. I'm going to read some, and we'll go from there. All right. The first piece I'm going to read is it's called Where You Really Come From. What if I told you that the rain meets you where you are because you have forgotten how to take your feet off the ground? That's it. Some of these are short, some a little long. The next one I'm going to read is called Anxiety, but with fireworks. Your heart will dream a life your mind will fear. And in doing so, your hands hold the kerosene. Your left, the match, and we weep when it burns. All right. So I got one more short guy for you. It's called Gasoline. Kind of goes really well, actually. I just realized that I put these together and I was like, oh, that bleeds right into the other one. Um, Baby, crack my sternum like a car crash. Wrap your hands around my heart like the wreckage and tell me it's because I'm a good fucking guy. All right. Now, before I talk about this next one, I want to share a quick story. So my brother is here. His name is Kevin. I used to do poetry slams down on the Lower East Side in Cleveland. There's a place called the Happy Dog. So when I would go, they would they would have people judged and scored. They would have a whole row of judges, and they would give you a score. And in the beginning, they tell the audience like, hey, if you don't like the score, by all means, feel free to make yourself known. Um, a lot of people don't. So I got up, I read a handful of pieces, and by the end of the first round of scoring, I got all sevens across the board. It was scored out of 1 to 10, so I didn't think I was going to make it to the next round, which I don't think I did. Out of the dead silence, Kevin sitting somewhere in the middle, in the back, boos as loud as he can. I thought that was great. And so I encourage everyone, you need a Kevin in your life. Find a Kevin. Hold on to that person. Never let them go. So Kevin, I love you, bro. I appreciate you, man. He's always been one of my favorite. He's been a great supporter of mine. Okay. So the next one is called Live. Yeah, that is. It's a true story. Absolutely. Live from Studio 10. The end of love, a death that keeps dying, a grief that keeps grieving, feels endless. How I find empathy for the monster and not the man. But I suppose it is because I intimately know the lady, grief, in the hours, becomes uncomfortable. How we never think so. It becomes a comfy sweater, a room we know so well. Where every book is the pen that doesn't write, but you've never thrown it out. The chip in the wall from '04, grief, the living portrait of what is lost. How she comes alive if you gaze long enough. Her voice, still accurate cadence, her every facial inflection. How the angle of the setting sun on her face tells you the exact time of day. How her smile shadows your failures, her touch colors your skin. One last time, yes, grief, how she dances. in the empty apartment. Time is a cruel fate, or is it memory? Do they conspire? I have simply given no thought to whom my enemy is. A man once said, once you reach paradise, God will erase your memory. I looked up. Do not do this. I must remember. That's that one. All right. So the next one I have is called You Never See Them Coming. I stare up, hot fluorescent lights dissect me like a 10th grade biology specimen. Nailed me to the bed, my whole being open for discussion. Each thought a cheap pair of scissors, bluntly cutting through tender muscle. I feel a tug and pull, nothing clean about this autopsy. And here I thought all pain ends in death. I should get up and shut off these lights, but I am paralyzed by its truth, feeling as if I am deserving of its honesty, my dark earth unburied. There's that one. All right. So I have a couple small guys, and then I also have some other pieces that I'm going to read from some other collections that I was in that I think you guys would enjoy. All right. This one is called I Was a Great Fire Once. I was once a forest fire, swept underbrush, cradled in the dead fallen tree, devoured the mountain until I wept. Now I am a candle flame, too dim to even light your doorway. And the glasses, half full, that clamor to fill your nightstand, they barely satisfy your thirst. Could you pull me out? How I long to shape, shift, and twist, to fill up your cup and be what you want. Thank you. And thank you. Thank you, Kevin. All right, this one's called Opening Up. Warm sun through the window, rattling of the radiator, like an old ghost trying to cast me out of the house. Her mouth was an open wound, never healing, susceptible to every infection, a bad experience, a cheated lover, an abandoned child, her life an aggressive virus, determined to steal the light from her eyes. Sometimes the past is a nosy thumb pushing into an open wound, its pressure putting on its pressure pushing on soft tissue, torn, shrapnel, war, memory. And that's that one. All right. Hope you guys are enjoying so far. All right. So I haven't had a chance to do any slams in a while, but I would like to also shout out Rick because there was a time where I kind of stopped doing the circuit. I got to a point where I was disenchanted by some of the scene. And I kept in touch with Rick on and off over the past few years. I met him at Spofest. James Bryant runs it, and also a phenomenal guy, like my good friend Chad here. And Rick kept me on the path. I mean, he kept in touch. He kept sharing work with me. Rick, I can't thank you enough because I think without you, I don't know if I'd be doing this right now today. I think you inspired me to get back out there because you kept at it. So I just want to thank you, man. All right, so the next one I have is It rained. I had no umbrella. Our shoulders heavy because we carry the weight of our dead, their fragile frames upon fine muscle and bone. They never left behind. They're never left behind at a funeral. The grave, a holy shrine where they rest, a place to commune, where our feet rest upon the grass above. And when we cremate their ash, woven it into the fine thread of every tree, each drop of water, each summer storm, and in this, the earth, now a holy shrine. This one I recently wrote and I just put in the book. So I very much hope you guys enjoy it. I was just very inspired one day. I love the way it came out. It's called It Was Open Rebellion. They wept. We were in the middle of a knife fight, getting caught up in the middle, getting cut up in the middle. She fell in the street. I looked at Jimmy and said, "What are you waiting for? Go, tell every stranger There has been tragedy in your life. He sprinted off. I never saw him again. So we were 36. He said, "Hey, man, after Josh died, I gave my life to Christ. I quit drinking alone because I was never really alone. There were demons with glasses I just couldn't see. I was drinking whiskey. They were drinking my sorrow." I asked him, "Did you ever find help that day in the rain while she lay, while we cried, while we were young and didn't know what to do about life? But you ran. I watched your feet turn the block, and I thought, surely this isn't it. Surely he will return. Surely he will save her. Surely." He said, "No, I just ran. And I didn't stop till I reached the water. I baptized myself. I repented on the shore. Jimmy, she died. Jimmy, she's dead." And he looked at me and he said, "We all were. We didn't know it. You look alive, little lion. I see you reached the water as well." All right. So those were the ones I already put together. I'm going to go through some other ones. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I was recently featured in Voices of Real. There's a couple in here that I really like to share with you guys. And then I'd like to go back into Where the Tide Rises Up and maybe pick out some other ones as well. But there's one in here that I particularly think you guys will love. All right. Shout out to Jason. He runs the Voices of Real over at his publishing company. He puts this out. It's an anthology with some people in it, wonderful people. And I couldn't be happier to be involved, really. So the first one is called Azul. Kevin knows this one, actually. I've read this one. "I don't hit pinatas because I think, well, I'm a trash human being, and I'm definitely going to go to hell. So what if I get there and my punishment for being, said piece of shit is to be a pinata, where I hang loosely, awaiting snotty, overprivileged brats, clearly appropriating other people's culture to beat the shit out of me. Where after the damage forces my insides to burst open, spilling forth every single secret I've ever had. They pick up my thoughts and read them aloud, laughing louder and louder and louder and louder, while I, dismembered, hang upon the string." Thank you. Now, the other one in here is also really nice. It's called, by the way, if I stop, I have, uh, I use an inhaler. I have some mild breathing issues, so I hope I'm not holding you guys up. This one is called The Revolutions, How They Stir. We make our bed in familiar places. That is not progressing. That is running in place. Everything looks different in the daylight, especially our reflection, our shadow self, no longer glorified by beautiful cheekbones and high contrast light. No, we see every fatal flaw. Haven't cleaned in days. Pots and pans, dirty, sitting, beginning to ask me if I'm all right. What can I heal one of us must dine on? The last moment, how long can I be happy? A minute? A day? A year? How long could it ever last? Everything was on your time. So all those things I never got to say, hurling through black space, destined one day to catch up to you. Thank you. All right. So I was also in this collection, and I put together a really nice piece. It's called Moon Witch, and I really love this one. I hope you guys do too. I want to wrap you in secrets, whisper old magic in your ears, push your body under it and breathe out. Same time, eyes locked, mouth agape, skin electric, fingers numb, sacrificing some of our essence that we may live in each other. Grab me, dig your nails into me like gospel. Fear and passion transcends the human condition. Carve revelation into my body while I unhinge my jaw and devour. Hold my gaze when you roar. Lock your fingers with mine. So we are the vibrations, and they ebb and flow. You and I speak slow because spells take time. Trouble the climax. We will reach stars like this. Baby, you need to understand you're not just part of the equation. You're the whole damn formula. You're not just a pretty face. You're the universe being born. You're not a mystery to life. You're the fucking answer to it. You're not just a dreamer. You're Morpheus, weaver of fantasy. I've been here so many times before, but it was never love. I've been here so many times before, but it was never love. I've been here so many times before, but it was never love. Thank you. All right. Now, I'd like to hop back in because we got some time here to where the tide rises up. So thank you all for being here with me, and I hope you're enjoying it. All right, so I'm going to pull this up real quick. Hang tight for me. All right, let's find something really good for you guys. Actually, I have the perfect one. It's one I really like a lot. It's called Maw, and I am in love with it. Now all I got to do is find it. So give me 1 second. It's on page 81. All right, let me scroll on down. It's almost at the end. All right, and here we go. All right, this is called Maw. You would rob me of my sorrow. There is no beauty to me without it. It is a rogue wave, wreckage in its tide, masts folding under, holding tight to the strands of the sail. Wood chipped and cannons sunk. There are letters somewhere, the shore collects them, ink blotted, but they speak of immense beauty and deep grief. How the captain longed to see the lantern of his love. Feet in the sand, waiting for deliverance. She rolls, the hull swims in the undertow. Time slows, sound halts. We are imperfect remembrance of how our faces blur with the passage of decades. These are the things that make me good conversation. All right. I can't read the next one because I already did that one. All right. So I'm going to go down. Okay. So this one is called Drinking Water Out of the Hose. We were just kids living by the tracks. Never believed we would grow old. We skated the rails. Tommy fought Sean over Tiffany Mullins. That summer, I grew my hair out. That year, I think my friends thought it was cool. I remember how we danced in the rain when we couldn't beat the storm home. What is a kiss? Is it love or is it a promise of maturity? I'd rather stay young. Our parents are miserable. Can't you see? Just hit me with a snowball. Let the world slow. Because it's cold. Perhaps. Or maybe God sees our fleeting youth and slows down time so we can just have a few more seconds before our hands get too cold, before we got to go in, before. All right, thank you. I added this one recently too. I really like this one, so I hope you enjoy it. I know we're almost getting to the end of our time, and I want to thank you guys so much for spending this time with me. It means a lot to me, and I want to thank some of the people that are here that I know as well for coming to support me. It means a lot. I think there are people out there that are fortunate to have really good friends and others that are not. I think we should all be grateful for that because there are people out there that don't. I've been very fortunate to have wonderful people in my life. So I thank all those people. Renee, Kevin, Rick. All right. So the next one is Penny wanted more than this. She looked out onto the cold winter, onto death. She rose up, Don't you let me turn into my mother. I'll curse you, Robbie Porter. I swear it. Do not let me grow old and bitter. Thinking about how one action here, one word there, one car ride, one missed call would have made me into someone else I would love better. God makes man what he is. He filled your granddad with the Spirit and sent him back to the river from where he was born. Here we are, a product of design, loved even in shame. Laura was a bitter woman. She was like a storm, her words ripping the oak from the root. The barn cannot hold. Crop is gone. Her fury was something to behold. It came in the night, only seen when the lightning touched the funnel. I stood in awe of its grandeur. My father, my father hiding us away in the cellar, but there was no shelter. Windows broke, glass cut, naked feet. I held on to every, I held on to the word, the leather against my skin. I traced the cross, trying to trace the reason. David cried in the corner. It could not be helped. Our house would shake and move. How could we survive? I would ask. What could we do to undo her sorrow that has now become the same death we look upon now? Only this is quiet. It never lets you know how it's in your lungs, in your chest, slowing your heart. She was a calamity. I will not be the end of others. I will not bleed over those who never held a blade. Thank you. All right, so I think I have maybe time for maybe one more before you guys close out. What do you say, Chad? Good? All right, let me hit one more. Let me find a really good one for you guys. Oh, okay. All right, so I'm going to close out with this one. It's called Repairable Engine. Proficient in the mending of small objects, yet they do not transform to their former glory. They are repaired shop trinkets compared to the wonder one seductively possessed. I do not appreciate my youth, and so I grew old. I did not appreciate my youth, and so I grew old. Now I dream of its warmth. I grew wise because of my regrets. I grew tired because I am aging. Cold stone, cold stone in August rush. I'm throwing away this body. I'm going to be bold and fearless once again. My long hair will taste summer wind. I swear it. We'll run the city in the streetlight. I'll give back to you the feeling of infinity, as if our potential limitless, because we are not bound by the equations of time. All right, guys. That is it for me. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for listening. Thank you for having me, Chad. Thank everyone for being here.
Thank you so much. Give your give your put your hands together, put your symbols together. Oh, ring that bell. however you'd like. That
All
was
right.
uh, that was an amazing debut on the Stone Soup stage. It's been a good year for poets. I want to let's keep it that way, and let's thank again Ariel one more time. I'm sure when the book gets here, you'll let us know. You will let us know that. Until then, don't be a stranger to our open mic stand, and that goes for everyone else who continues to come here. And I hope the shy ones eventually step forward and read for us. There will be more to come. There are going to be more poets coming. There's going to be more new friends, more old friends coming in, and I can't wait to make those announcements. Um, until then, keep watching stonesoupoetry.blogspot.com or check out the Facebook group page where all the announcements are going to be made. And Ariel, if you have any YouTube links to any of your movies, definitely share those with me, and I'll send them out abroad. I'm gonna be starting to try and share more multimedia projects from other poets. Not just just Stone Soup players shouldn't hog the YouTube YouTuber sphere as much as they already do. We're starting to get a little big headed. Everyone wants to direct, but anyway, Ariel has directed, so
Yep.
and he's impressed too, so that's good.
I am. I love what you guys doing here. I think it's hilarious. It's fun. It takes a lot out of it. I mean, I've been on sets where it's very it's very rigid, or it's got this air about it. Like there's so much to it. But here, you come here and it's so much fun. You guys seem like you have a blast. And directing is a great. It's I love what I do. I've been doing it for 7 years. I'm happy to share some of my links. It's not going to win any Oscars anytime soon, but I hope you guys will enjoy some of it. And in the meantime, we're working on a horror script that we're trying to get developed.
Sweet.
And yeah, so hopefully we'll be able to film that this year.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Very good. Well, thank you again so much.
Take us with you when you go to Cannes. I love that.
There you go. Nice.
I'm honored. Thank you.
Ariel, I'll do your movie poster for you.
There you go.
I love it.
I'll fly in just to be the first victim. What the hell?
You know what? I could always use some people that are ready to get dirty and have some blood and gore. It'd be great. I would love that.
Well, you let us know. We're all willing to direct. Maybe we'll be willing to be extras. We'll see what happens. Thank you again for for introducing yourself to us and for continuing to be part of our community. And we hope this isn't the end. We hope you come back. I hope everyone comes back. Next week, Diane Sams, Philadelphia poet. It's going to be a multimedia presentation to make the rest of us blush. So prepare your screens, and it's going to be a very interactive performance. I actually have to work on it this weekend as far as the presentation part. So with that, I bid you all adieu. Have yourselves an excellent evening, and take care of yourselves, and do not be the end of anyone else. Yeah, I love that moral from one of Ariel's poems. I can't wait to listen back to this. And more to come, more to follow. Take care of yourself, take care of someone else. Have a great evening, and thanks everyone for being here. Or, as I like to put it, the show's over. We see you next time.